There's a country in Europe that everyone wants to leave. Its population has dropped to 5th since 1990 and it's set to plummet another 22.5% by 2050. To rub salt in the wounds, it was voted Europe's unhappiest country in a life satisfaction survey earlier this year, and it's in political turmoil, with 7 general elections in the past 4 years. It's the poorest member of the EU by GDP per capita, and it's sunk by hyperinflation. So surely a country no one would ever move to, right? Well, in this video I'll ask foreigners why they move to a country which from the outside seems to be in spiralling decline. Welcome to my 50th and final European country.
3, 2, 1, Bulgaria!
Firstly, to understand some of the challenges foreigners face moving to and living in Bulgaria, I wanted to speak to an international couple who are considering how much longer they will stay in the country. Tanya and Jay have built a social media channel to bring up their 6-year-old Korean-Bulgarian child in Sofia. However, despite all the love Tanya has for her homeland, she says problems with the country mean they may take him to study abroad.
We are preparing, but we don't know where, but we are starting to talk about it, and we are also deciding where we have to, where we will choose to live later in the future. So we are like a preparation phase now.
The pair try to ensure they maintain a positive family environment for their son. But Tanya says a deep-rooted Bulgarian unhappiness stems from a sense they are helpless from changing anything within their country.
Because Bulgarians do complain a lot. And basically they complain because they think they can't do anything about the problems except complain, and just complaining makes them unhappy, makes them feel like I can't change it, that's how it is, I don't like it, and then you focus on what's wrong, and that's how you live, right?
Yeah, the problem is the loss of hope, actually.
Yeah.
But if they see any change in positive way, they will have some hope and they will be, more happier than now.
And Jay says xenophobia and racism are just part of the reason why they're considering leaving.
When I pass a crowd, I always get ready or be nervous when I pass someone. And if I am alone, then I can react something. But if I am with my child, but he's just first grade.
Our child looks more Asian. So even my child sometimes gets some comments by usually teenagers and, younger guys, usually younger boys, yeah. They really like to say like, hey, Chinese, or like
Ching Chang Chong.
Ching Chang Chong, or do like this, which is pretty much unacceptable in other countries, right? But here they lack some knowledge, I think.
So with Tanya and Jay looking to move out, it made me desperate to speak to the foreigners who are coming in and deciding to live in Bulgaria full time. Next, I'm heading to an international driving school in the suburbs of Sofia. I'm meeting Rosie, who's been teaching driving to over 130 nationalities in the past 10 years. And today was another special occasion for her.
More than 137. Today we put one more flag on the international board. Sri Lanka is coming for the first time today in my school. The previous country is Burundi. Burundi is a very small country.
Before going inside, she told me foreigners like her students hold an important key to unlocking a brighter future for the country.
When I decided not to emigrate, I did the best to make the world to come to me. So not all of the Bulgarians are like me. Why I have hopes that everything is going to improve very fast and this is coming soon is this huge number of foreigners coming to Bulgaria, and they improve the standard of living of the Bulgarians in general.
Could I just ask one question to everybody? If you could raise your hand if you enjoy living in Sofia in Bulgaria. And a second question, could you raise your hand again if you disagree that Bulgaria is the least happy country in Europe? So pretty much everybody, 95% of people, so let's see what you've got to say.
If I had to count, I'd say I know people from at least 30 nationalities, from New Zealand to Australia to, of course, a lot of countries in Europe, from, Italy to France and England as well.
For many people, like Ahmed, they were attracted by a calmer, more outdoorsy lifestyle.
Actually, for me, it became more attractive because me myself as a person, I like the life to be relaxed, calm. And if the people are leaving, then this means that the country is more like nicer, calmer. The streets are empty, which pretty much fits my personality. So it's me being nicer.
People can be really warm and nice, and the nature is amazing, especially when you're out of Sofia. It's super beautiful. There are a lot of things, a lot of opportunities for people here in many different ways. So when I first arrived here 5 years ago, I saw there were a lot of things that were not present here as they were in other European cities where I lived as well. And it's just an untapped market that really helps certain kind of entrepreneurial minds to develop things, and this brings a lot of people here as well.
With the young generation, they are totally different than the older people. The older people always yelling and screaming at you, even if they are like joking or something. You don't understand them. But with the young people, they speak English. It's easily communicate. They are so helpful.
As I'm also coming from like a post. Well, I'm from a post-Soviet country and like communist country. It's very, I don't know, we were brought up with this idea that better life is elsewhere. And that's also one of the reasons why I left Ukraine, because my family have been telling me that good life is elsewhere. And I know lots of Bulgarians of my age, for example, or even older, were brought up with this notion. They studied abroad, they left the country, they are not living here anymore.
As we only had a short time in the country, I was unable to go out into the countryside, really popular with expats from Western Europe. Susan and Jeff Ashwell live in a small rural village, but grew up in Wigan in the north of England. Susan set up a blog to encourage more Brits to get out there, and says her lifestyle has changed unimaginably.
To be quite honest, I would say we live like gods. And I know that sounds a bit kind of decadent, but we eat really well. We can go out for meals as many times in a week as we want because it's just so cheap to eat out. We have a lovely home. We could never have afforded in England. It would have taken us a lifetime to buy a house like this one, for example, whereas property prices are just so much lower. You can have a really nice property.
Going back to Sofia, we spent our last evening with two more expats, girls from Estonia and Slovakia, in a traditional Bulgarian restaurant.
So I have cheese on chopsky style, I believe, and this is my favorite dish in Bulgaria.
What is it made of?
It's made of like peppers and egg, and then I think it's cheese on top. I don't know if it's nice, but I will know. I will know soon.
Give it a taste.
Yeah, let's see. It's hot.
Annette has lived in 6 different European cities, but says Sofia really has given her a new lease of life.
But I like to do strange things, so I feel I have lived in many countries before, like 6 different places, but here is the first time when I feel that something is changing in me, like I am changing. And I don't know why, because the culture is actually not that different from Estonia. For me, it's like Estonia in 90s, but I really enjoy it. I enjoy the connections I have made, the people I have met. I am really happy. Like I'm really happy. I feel I'm in the right place right now, in the right time, in the right place.
So while it is true that many Bulgarians are choosing to emigrate, there's so much more to this narrative. The country is grappling with the remnants of a communist past, economic challenges and a sense of stagnation. However, beneath the surface there's a vibrant culture, stunning landscapes and a resilient spirit, with a new generation emerging and immigrating, eager to break free from the past and build a brighter future. As with every country you travel to, it's important not to just accept the narratives and believe the prejudices, but to challenge them. And as Bulgaria completes my journey to every European country, I've found a new soft spot for this defiant nation on the edge of the continent.